wanted to make a quick video of this weapon and my experience over the last year and a half of the StealthArms Platypus. Now I got this weapon probably before, or I got it probably after Honest Outlaw ended up doing a review on it, but before anybody else did a review on it, I had this firearm. So much so that I thought it was going to be a good weapon, to the point that I ended up started talking to my local gun shop about it. And they ended up getting some in and contacted me the moment they got it in. I ended up getting the Trident cut with the bushing barrel, so it is the older model of the Platypus. And recently I've decided I'm no longer going to use or shoot this weapon, and that is because of just my personal experience. Now, this is all subjective, because it's based off of my experience. And the first thing I want to talk about is the grip. Right here, okay, next to the beaver tail and in between the safety, there is some sharp edges, okay? So much so that I ended up purchasing some grips. I mean, that's not the only reason, but I was hoping that if I put the grip tape over it, that it was not going to bite my hand and slice my hand the way that it was. Now, when I would go to the range and just plinking, I was maybe being a little bit too analytical about the firearm and the way that it felt and the way that it was shooting. However, during those times I was going to the range, I just didn't enjoy the shooting experience, so I would stop shooting. Up until the point of this past weekend of when I went to a shooting competition, I only put about 500 rounds through it. And my son even told me, he's like, "Dad, maybe you're just being too analytical about it. Maybe you're just putting too much into it." Now, when I fire my weapons like my Glock or my SIG or my other ones, I really enjoyed shooting them. It's just, I don't know, I just like them. Now, that could be indicative of the fact that maybe I just don't like shooting all metal guns. Now, the other thing about this grip is the fact of the safeties that are a little bit too small, which forces me to grip the weapon a little bit more than I might need to disengage the safety. But when doing so, I have meaty hands. Okay, I'm 5'7" and I weigh 200 pounds. So I got some meat on my hands. So when I grip it, I'm over gripping it to try to disengage that safety, which is causing a little bit of the meat in my hand to get in between the frame and the safety. And when disengaging it, it kept biting my hand too. So when you would see in the video of me during the shooting competition, I'm drawing the weapon, and I'm here and I disengage the safety, and then just did it again. The meat of my hand is in that piece where I'm disengaging the safety, right? In between the frame and that safety. And it doesn't feel well. It'll throw you off. It'll throw you completely off. Now, it's also the manual of arms. It's not something that I'm used to, which is disengaging that safety, because Glocks, they don't have safeties. Either does my SIG. Okay. Now, that was another point of mine that I just didn't enjoy. My overall shooting experience, I did not enjoy. Now, also with dropping the magazine, it's a little bit far from my hand, and I don't like how much I have to break my grip in order to drop that magazine. I'm not comfortable with it. I just don't, that's something I have to do on my Glock. Okay, I'm able to drop the safety, and the magazine just comes right out. All right, and it's I don't know. It's just not something I'm comfortable with. Okay, and I even tried to the point, you'll see in my first stage, I end up dropping it with my support hand. Not something I'm used to. However, I don't want to get used to it. I just don't like it. That's the biggest thing for me with this firearm, is the grip. The overall experience for me hasn't been pleasant. Now, the trigger, however, is amazing. Okay, trigger is amazing. It ended up coming with a long trigger shoe. I ended up purchasing a short trigger shoe, and I ended up purchasing that through Stealth Arms. And the people that work at Stealth Arms, shout out to them. They're very, very customer service friendly. They're very eager to answer all your questions and help with whatever you have to do. It's an amazing company. And the slide feels decent. It's a little, I don't know if you can hear it. There's still some machining marks on it, but when I took this slide apart in the past and I looked at it, it did say the demo version. So I don't know if the overall firearm or just the slide was a demo version. Maybe that's why it has the sharp edges. I don't know. The slide feels good. It's not like other 2011s, but could it be better? A little bit, but you get what you pay for. And then the magwell on this one, if you see, I think it could be blended a lot better. When inserting the magazine, it gets stuck. There's some spots where it gets hung up when I'm trying to load it, and I'm like slamming it in there just to like force it. I think it could be a little bit better, but that's not something that's too crazy. I was shooting limited optics, and that's why I wanted to use the magwell. Now, I feel like I'm just shitting on this weapon, and I don't want to say that it's a bad weapon. It's just not something that I like for me, right? It could be the fact that I just don't like shooting all metal guns. That being said, the optic system on this, the mounting system, I think is ingenious. If you go to Tactical Toolbox, he does an in-depth review over this whole entire weapon, and I think it's a great overall design. The optic itself is an EPS carry, and it's milled and cut to that. And overall, I do like the optic. I don't like green dots. Found that out. This is a green dot. I don't like them. My eyes, for me, I have to use a red dot. I'm not saying it's a bad optic or anything, but for my eyes, for me, my stigmatism, I do wear contacts, I do wear glasses. Just red seems better for me. But I do love it so much, like, because I have a 509T on mine, my Glock. I do like it. And yeah, now when it comes to the holsters, good luck trying to find one. I ended up just putting on my Surefire X300 on it, so I can find one that just mounts to the light, and that's what I used for the competition this past weekend. That is the main reason why I did the competition, because I plan on getting into shooting competitions a lot more serious this upcoming year. I'm going to have a little bit more time in order to be able to do that. So I wanted to try this out to see if this is going to be the one that I try to pursue it with. And it's not going to be just because of my overall shooting experience with it. There's more felt recoil in it, and that's because of the steel frame. But the overall design, I think, is awesome. I did go to my local gun store yesterday, and they had a newer version of it, and it didn't have all the sharp edges on it. But again, I just don't think I like shooting steel frames or metal frames, aluminum frames, whatever the case may be. There's a little bit more felt recoil to it than I like. I do shoot mostly polymer guns in the military, so I do shoot the SIG a lot. My Glock, I shoot phenomenal. My SIG, I shoot phenomenal. And I'm probably just going to be running with those for the time being. You know, I do like just reviewing and trying stuff out, so who knows, that might change. But overall, this is going to be going bye-bye, and gonna replace it with something else. Maybe a SIG, just maybe another Glock. It may be MP 2.0. Who knows? But if you can, let me know your comments, what your experience has been with the Stealth Arms Platypus. I know some people love them, some people hate them. Let me know your opinion in the comments. But this is mine. I've had it for a little bit over a year and a half now, and I'm gonna part ways with it. If you can, like, share, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video. I know I haven't been making any. I'm involved with a lot of different things, but more are going to be coming, whether it's training, whether it's shooting, you know. So stay tuned, like, share, subscribe. Have a good one.